Hello there. Scotty. And I meant to do that and open it before the video. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, including my stepdad and me. And to all your dads out there. Yes. We are talking about... not this. Although it is relevant. We'll get to that in a minute. We are talking about the 2009 StepFather remake. I've taken my time to get to this one. I'm waiting for it to be available. I've put it in my eBay cart several times and then taken it back out. Now, I don't have to buy it, although I wouldn't mind it. I didn't mind this one. I reviewed back when I did the very first Father's Day reviews. I did the first and second StepFather movies. I should have spread it out more, but I did both of those. Then I decided not to do the third one because Terry O'Quinn wasn't in it, and I did that the next year, and I just didn't do anymore. I think I did a TV Dad's Top 10 one year, I think, but other than that, I haven't really celebrated. But here we are. I'm finally doing the 2009 StepFather remake, starring Dylan Walsh, Celia Ward, Penn Badgley, Amber Turd, and brought to us by the same guys who made, you got it, the Prom Night remake. Directed by the same guy, Nelson McCormick, and were produced by the same people. And it's also PG-13, but also like the Prom Night remake, I don't think it's that bad. Although it is different because I don't care for the original Prom Night and I love the original StepFather, I still don't think this is a bad effort. I think it works. You know, a lot of stuff in the Prom Night remake, it was kind of meh, the way he went around, and the writing was kind of off. But here, it works. Although they took the character who was originally Jerry Blake and is now David Harris is the name he goes by for most of it, but his real name is something else. But they don't mention it really until towards the end. But yeah, he's a different thing. Dylan Walsh does a pretty good job, and I like Penn Badgley. And I'll admit that Amber Heard is not that bad. Although I don't know why the director only insists to only shoot her from the crotch down. There are shots in this movie where it's just like there's a point where I bet the camera, they're okay. I want you to get this shot. I want you to focus on Penn, and she's gonna stand in the shot. Oh, but her crotch is gonna be on screen. It's okay. Just focus on Penn because he's the focus. But her crotch is right there, and there are ass shots because teenagers want to see ass shots, apparently. To me, the biggest crime this movie commits is the opening. It tries to recreate the opening. We don't know the opening scene of the original StepFather is one of the best opening show horror movie ever. You see Jerry Blake, Terry O'Quinn, he's messing with his hair, he's shaving, and everything, getting ready to go, and dyeing hair and everything. He comes downstairs, and you just see this bloodbath that has happened on Christmas with his family now dead, and he comes out and he. They don't do the whistle, which I'm glad they got rid of that, because that would have been an eye roller, and we're going to copy everything. No, they don't do that, but they do copy this. Instead of coming down and whistling and straightening up his tie, he's up there, and this one made me think, because I don't know if Jerry dyed his hair, but he's up there, he's dyeing his hair, and I'm like, having dyed my hair before, when I had hair, and I've had friends who dyed their hair, you know how long it takes to dye your hair? You have to sit there for like a half hour with it in your hair. So think of this. He just murdered his entire family, and now he's dyeing his hair to another shade of brown. That's original. But he's dyeing his hair, so now he has to sit there and wait for it to soak in. Yeah. No. And then he's shaving and everything. Comes downstairs, makes himself some peanut butter toast. And I'm like, does eating peanut butter toast make you a psychopath? Because then otherwise, I like peanut butter toast. My stepdad eats peanut butter toast. The dog eats peanut butter toast. Dogs love peanut butter. Are we psychos? I don't think so. Unless it's like the WCW theme for the animals. Psycho! Anyway, yeah. And we get like a news report saying, oh, they thought it was the real dad, but he was out of town and he wasn't there, or something like that. And they showed the guy showing up to the house all pissed, and I'm like, okay, so this is going to be like the guy from the original who's hunting down what happened to the, like he's like the brother of the wife or something like that, hunting down. No, we never see this character again, and I'm waiting, and I'm like, no, we never see it again. The equivalent to that, I guess, would be the wife's best friend wanting to do a background search. There's also some interference from the actual father from the family, but his scene plays out more of like was it Beatrice in the original? Yeah. And they swap out the teenage daughter, played by a 23-year-old with the nude scene, to a teenage son who's been in military. No nude scene. He's just in his... He goes swimming a lot. It's like, hey, we can't have nudity, but we're going to get Amber Heard in that bikini as much as possible. I swear. There's also 2 other kids which don't add to anything. Sean is the kid's name. There's one scene in which he like gets a little bit more aggressive, grabbing the back of his neck. That leads to an argument between him and the birth dad. But other than that, the daughter doesn't do shit in this, by the way. At all. You know, and if you had the girlfriend, you know, Amber Heard, if you had her, I don't think the kids don't really add anything. At one point, they have to actually get rid of the kids to go somewhere so that other stuff can happen. And the excuse for Ben Badgley's character staying back is that, oh, he doesn't like the dad. He's mad at him and stuff. But then later, there's a whole thing where he actually wants to try to, you know, make things right. But then David kills him by smashing a vase to the back of his head, right? And then stuffing him in the freezer. And later, when Penn Badgley finds him, I don't remember the character's name at all. I'm just going to call him Steve. So when I say Steve, it's Penn Badgley's character. When Steve finds, when he's doing his investigation down there, he finds the body in the freezer. He just put the frozen food on top of him. Jerry Blake was cold and calculated, and when he lost his mind, you felt like he went psycho. When David loses his mind, you just feel like he's an idiot. No further proof in this than the scene that they copied from the original. Wait, who am I here? Scene where Jerry, fed up, trying to keep his family life. He had already started trying to move on because he's starting to feel like this is going away, but he's still trying to keep it, you know, together. And he's on the phone. I'm going to use the phone prop for the first time in forever. He's on the phone, and he's getting ready to dial a thing, and he's like, my name is, it's Hodgson. What is so hard about that? And she's like, what? And he's like, wait. Who am I here? Oh, that's right. Jerry Blake. And then he snaps. Here, David is like, you could be Mrs. whatever. And she's like, what? And he's like, who am I here? She's like, David. That's right. He's like, David Harris. And then he snaps and is like, no, he felt like his head. Jerry felt cold and calculated there, where he comes across with that delivery that Terry O'Quinn gives. David felt like he had a brain fart when they tried to recreate that scene. It's like this movie's decent, but when they try to recreate things from the original, that's when it goes like the opening. If you're not gonna have blood, what's the point? You see dead bodies laid around, no blood at all. You see a stab wound in the wife, no blood. Nothing. The most blood we get is when Jerry cuts himself shaving, because that's not dangerous. Dangerous enough to, Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the investigation for this comes from this old lady who lives down the street, Mrs. Cutter, who sees America's Most Wanted thing, which is a nod to the John List thing where he was found by America's Most Wanted. And it looks like David. And I know it's itchy. And so he pushes her down the stairs. So Wikipedia listed as he pushes her down the stairs and strangles her. Do you know how he strangles her? Or suffocates her. Excuse me. He pushes down the stairs and suffocates her. This is what he does to suffocate her. Ready? I'm like, what am I watching here? Huh? He later, I'm like, could he not use a plastic bag or something? He does that later. I think to the dad. He does that later. And then he drowns the sister in the pool. By the way, they never really confirmed it, but is the sister a lesbian? She seems to have a thing going on with Sherry's Stringer from ER. She's not really in this movie. They say they're going to Bahamas. She leaves before her because she has work to do. She's getting ready to go, and David shows up and he drowns her in the pool. Yeah, there is a cat jump scare, just like in Prom Night. With the old lady. Yeah. One of the things that really scratched my head is that David starts getting, what is the word? Like nervous or frustrated because Steve, that's right, his name is Steve right now. Steve and his girlfriend Kelly are too intimate. They're out there making out. First of all, why are you making out openly in the pool? I don't know. But he's like, oh, I think they're too intimate for being that age. And like, it's really none of your business. And I understand they're teenagers, they shouldn't be doing, but they're just smooching. It's not like he's got her doggy style and he's railing her from behind right there in the middle of the pool. Come on. It's just some smooching. It's PG-13. You ain't gonna get that far. There is a scene though where they go inside and they're in the bed and they're kind of going at it, but then it stopped because David is spying on them, the pervert. They try to do a new version of, in the original, the daughter mails in for a picture of the killer, and here it's where he takes a picture and then David magically knows he took the picture and he erases it from his phone. But I will tell you, it wouldn't be gone because back then phones had this thing where there's like a backup trash, right? Like computers did that too, where there's a trash, but then you can go in before it's ultimately deleted and find it there. Maybe not that phone, but early smartphones had that. They don't anymore. They used to, but it was like a backup thing, and you can empty it all. But that one. There's also a scene where, after finding out what Mrs. Cutter said, David goes to check out the site and look at the picture. And later, Steve does the same thing. And we find out that David is pretty much a fucking idiot because he didn't delete the search history. And when he goes to search, it pops right up, meaning that he's searched it before. Although it would also mean that he searched it more than once. Just saying. Suspicious. And it comes to a head. When I said when Susan, which is the only carryover really from the first one with characters, is the mom is named Susan. Yeah. She wakes up, and that's when he has his snap attack, and he's already attacked the other two. And he smashes through the bathroom, and she stabs him with this is so generic, though. It's one of those generic slasher things, or horror movie things. She stabs him in the neck and thinks, that's good enough, and goes to leave, but he pops back up, and they tussle on the roof, him and Steve, and they tumble to the ground. And falling off the roof apparently put Steve in a coma, but David was able to have to get up and run off. What? What kind of world? What, huh? Where the teenager, what kind of messed up world is this where the teenager falls off the roof and gets put in a coma, but the 40-year-old man is able to fall off the roof and just get up and go? That doesn't make any sense. It's also we could have an ending insinuating that David's just going to keep doing it again. He's now Sean Ames or something. Chris Ames is his name now. And he's gone the ultimate way of hiding his identity. Growing his hair out! Oh no! No, we're never going to be able to tell who he is. I did think that was kind of stupid. Like, at least with Jerry in the original, he got stabbed and he fell down the stairs and was assumed dead. And you didn't find out to the next one that he actually survived and is in a mental institution. Right? And they keep having him come back from these. He gets stabbed with the claw side of the hammer in the second one. It comes back fine. The only one it doesn't come back from, and it's the second John Boy from the Waltons, by the way, and then the third one, he goes for a fucking wood chipper. He can't come back from that. They also had Magic Wheelchair Healing Boy in that one. Yes. That one was stupid. Oh, it's just in his head. His disability is in his head. What kind of magical Jedi bullshit can have a wheelchair-bound boy just stand up and be fine? Who wrote that? But no, this one, not bad. Dylan Walsh was good. Sheila Ward for her part. Sheila Ward from the 90s show Sisters, which my mom and grandma watched a lot. She was good. Even Amber Turd, she was really good. You could say that she did not shit the bed with her performance. She was fine. She didn't do much with it. I don't know. Maybe there was too many people in the climax. That's what she said. No, there was too many people in the climax of the film, rather. Because you had her, you had Susan, you had Steve, I don't remember his name, and you had Kelly. So it's like, but they kind of stay apart. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, it's fine. I'll give it a high middle of the road. How about that? It's a fine film. I don't think it's one of the bad ones. Some people put it in their worst list. And I feel like this and Prom Night are judged because they're PG-13. Other PG-13, they're shit. They're not that bad. And again, I grew up in the 2000s when it was the era of these kind of movies. So I'm a little bit more prone to them. But I don't think they're that bad. This is the unrated version. There's not much different, by the way. Not really. A little more blood. Some blood. But, yeah, it's not. There's also an unrated version of that one too, but I don't know. They're not. It's not that bad. I don't think. I don't think that either of these. Some people really hate this. Like Lee from Drum Dumps, he hates this movie, and I think it's better than the originals. Everyone has. He also likes Rob Zombie's Halloween too, but he has more credibility than I will ever have. He's certified Rotten Tomatoes. Not that a lot of those people know what they're talking about. He's one that probably does, most likely. He has my respect, by the way. But I don't know. I've always liked it. Like what you call it? Sorority Row remake. It's something I can throw on and have fun with. This is one of those I could see doing now. I can see getting a DVD and just why don't I have something to throw on in the background? StepFather remake. Throw it in. I would always pick the original over this, by the way. While I like the remake of Prom Night over the original one, I will always pick the remake over this. It's much better. Terry O'Quinn's performance is better, but if I was still doing that series, original versus remake, I stopped doing that a while ago. It was fun, but it felt like it was just a revisited of both together, and it was just, I don't know. It was fun, but man. So what are your thoughts on the StepFather remake? Leave in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and happy Father's Day to you. See you in the next one.